Hey Alex, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. You right?
Yeah, good to be back.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, it was. I enjoyed the other week coming on. It was just good to get a couple of minutes under the belt, and obviously to get a win as well was even better. So yeah, I missed that sort of changing room vibe. After the game. Yeah, it was good. Great crap.
How frustrating has it been? Because you've had a few setbacks, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, been just frustrating. Really, more is probably the word. But I think I have to give all credit to the Ospreys staff here in terms of just being patient and giving me every chance to get absolutely 100% right. And the last probably month or so, I've started to feel really, really good back to myself, and the strength and power is sort of coming back, and still got some speed, and I'm just want to come back and play. Been out for that long. Sometimes you can maybe lose sight of why you're coming back, but I was really just looking forward to being back with the boys and just being back in the environment.
Yeah, back in the environment and targeting a run of games now before the end of the season, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. There's still a lot to play for this season. That was the plan. I think when the last injury happened, we knew from January there was still an awful lot of games to go, and obviously the boys have done unbelievably well the first 12, 13 weeks to put ourselves in a situation where we still have knockout rugby in Europe, and obviously a good chance within the league. All knowing that we know we've got a tough run, but the momentum is building.
Yeah, timing your return well. What would it mean to progress further in Europe and to make the league playoffs?
Well, that's the main goal, isn't it? Start of seasons when you have your sort of your aims and your aspirations is knockout rugby. That's why we play club rugby, because I've been away and I've had the fortunate to be able to be in those sort of games, in the top European level. There's nothing closer to international level than those European games. I know we're obviously in the Challenge Cup, but we're still playing some top quality teams and a chance to win silverware, mate. I think that's what we all strive for in club rugby, and a lot of players who play club rugby don't have that opportunity, and I feel like this is a great opportunity.
Yeah, lots to play for the Ospreys. Still, you've said before, still got Wales ambitions, though, haven't you?
Yeah, well, that is that I guess me playing regularly and playing well for the Ospreys, that take cares of that. That take cares of it. But for me, it's just about coming back, enjoying. I'm still enjoying it. Obviously putting performances for the Ospreys, and just trying to get as far as we can this season. It's a big season still to come.
All the best, Alex. Thank you.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Hi, Alex. Simon here. You hear me okay?
Yeah, good. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Just check, first of all, the injuries, was it foot and calf were the two main things? Was there something else as well towards the end of the period?
Well, I got injured after the Scotland game last Six Nations. Gee, seems so long ago now.
Yeah.
And then just obviously rushed back, I think, for the World Cup, and then just probably was a bit too soon, and obviously my calf then didn't quite recover in time, and something happened there. So then we just stripped it back. The Ospreys, we just had the physio staff here. We just stripped it back and thought, right, let's get this right. We don't have a reoccurrence and a reoccurrence. So stripped it back and just started from scratch. And we figured out, January time was a good time to come back with. Obviously, just over halfway through the season and still a lot to play for. So yeah, it's gone really well. I've done everything I can here. The club have been really good. I can't actually praise them more really in terms of just what they did to get me back. So yeah, feeling good. I'm just ready to go, mate.
Was that, obviously coming back for the last game against Ulster, is that the longest you've been out during your career? Like about 11 months, I guess, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was actually, I think, probably over 12 this year. But yeah, this is by far the longest. I had a period where I was at Exeter, I had a few injuries, but they were never really long-term. And the only one that felt like quite long-term was probably during COVID, where we didn't play for however long. So yeah, this is very different in terms of, physically I know I'm always going to be good enough and put forward. But it was more mentally, I think, really for me, this one, just how long, I'm so used to chasing, getting back from injuries quickly and getting back involved. And for me, it was just telling myself, right, hold on, I want to make sure I'm 100% so then I can stay 100%. Obviously, I'm very keen and just trying to get back as quickly as possible. And I miss being out there with the boys, in the change room, the training. It was a frustrating time, but I managed to do a lot of other things in that period, whether it was, the press or other off-field activities that I got involved with. So I've been busy as well.
Yeah. So you had the rehab and you've done the media work. What other kind of interests have kept you busy off the field over the last year?
Well, I got obviously my company Sporting with Gareth Evans, which has been kept me busy. We obviously got a pod, we've got the magazine, which has been going well. Doing my coaching badges, did a bit of that. Obviously, I did a bit of off-field stuff in terms of the media. Enjoyed that a lot. Podcasts, working with Scrum 5, SLC. So just trying to get out and about, trying to have a feel for what other things I enjoy, and just take my mind off rugby as such. But obviously it's tough when you're commentating or doing punditry work. But I really enjoyed it, to be fair. But now I'm back, doing my main job, and this is what I'm 100% focused on.
Yeah, it's that relationship and your friendship with Gareth. It's you sort of built that over a number of years, I guess, haven't you?
Yeah, we're very close. Obviously, our partners are very good friends. We've got kids the same age. We had to actually live with them for 4 or 5 months, trying to look for a house when we came back from Exeter. So that was exciting. But we're close mates, and it wasn't nice, obviously, what happened to him, obviously after the World Cup and so forth for Japan. But hopefully, it'll work out all well for him. And he's a top class rugby player and a top bloke as well. So usually things like that, people, I guess the good things do come to people like that.
Lastly, for me, you mentioned your coaching, but how much is that something you'd be keen on looking at when your career does finally come to an end?
I'm not too sure, mate. I think it was just something I was just going to dip my toe into and just see if I enjoyed. I do enjoy sort of aspects of the game, and I think me being at the Ospreys and probably one of the older ones on our back line, if you look at our back line, I'm probably the oldest by a fair bit, and I probably do a lot of coaching without probably even realising it, in terms of just helping out the back three or the backs, or with the likes of Boise coming in. He's very detailed, and I think sometimes it can be a lot for the youngsters. So sometimes just to break it up, obviously from my side, to help them has been good. You never know, do you, in the future? Maybe it's something I could go into, but sometimes I guess it's the easiest transition coming from a player into coaching. But I know, looking from afar, how much coaching does take up time, away from the family and so forth. And I do have a young family at the moment. So.
Lovely, Alex. Thanks for your time as always. All the best weekend.
Yeah, cheers, Si.
Alex, was it a bit like walking into the kindergarten when you came back into the team?
It was a little bit, yeah. There was a lot. It was mad, really. We've got a lot of back three at the moment, and I think they're all about 20, 21. So I'm a good, 13, 14 years older than them. So, and they're asking me about, when I first started playing for Wales, and I think some of them weren't even at secondary school. So it does. It's good though, they're real clipping at my heels, and it makes me sort of feel a bit younger, especially some of the stories that they have from the weekends and whatnot. Keeps me going.
I'm sure. But it must be great to come in and see that amount of talent coming through. And are they like sponges?
They are. To be fair, we got a lad, Tom Florence. He would ask about 100 questions in one day, and he just takes it all in. I quite like being that guy. If I'm quite approachable, so a lot of guys will just come up and ask and whatnot, and I'm always going to them. So no, I enjoy that. We have got a lot of young boys here that have obviously had opportunities, and they've stood up to a certain degree, in terms of getting game time, which in the past they probably wouldn't have got. And I think fair play. The first 13 weeks we've showed that we have got some fight here. We've got some real good young players for the future, and I'm sure Wales, will be all in their aspirations.
And that blend of old and new is obviously quite exciting, and the fans are reacting to it as well. And Toby seems to have got you all mixed in quite nicely together.
Yeah, I think so. You know, we got obviously us older boys. I'm not going to say old, but you know, a bit older than obviously myself, Justin Tipperick, Tom Both. I think we chip in really well. You know, with a blend of youngsters, and then obviously the experience that us guys have. You know, not just playing a lot of rugby, but top level rugby. You know, we played the biggest of games possible. You know, the British Lions and European Cup finals. We've been there and done it, and you know, and rugby is just, you know, the more experience you have, the more you sort of, you know, you progress as a player. And I guess that us giving this information to these younger boys at such a young age is only going to benefit them in the long term.
Yeah, and when you look around what they're doing at Cardiff now, and the youngsters coming through with you, and there are a few talented boys in the 20s as well, do you think the future is a little bit brighter? Has Gatland got the approach right, do you think, in terms of using the national team as a next stepping stone to give people experience?
Yeah, I think so. I remember when I first played at Cardiff, I played for Wales after about 4 or 5 games. I just got thrown in. I think that's sometimes the only way you really see the true merit of these young players, and if they're good enough. And I think I've said before that, you know, consistency is key. So if they keep playing and playing, you don't just become an international fledged player within 1 or 2 games. You know, it's going to take a number of games. And it's tough, obviously, because we're at the start of the Six Nations, and a lot of those boys have only played 3 games. So, you know, they're not going to be absolute fully fledged internationals straight away. It's just got to be a bit of patience, and the more time that they have in those environments, you know, like the Aviva Stadium away and games like that, the better they're going to get from it.
Yeah. So you get a run of games now. Do you fancy a trip to Australia in the summer?
I'll leave that to the gaffer Gats. You know, for me, my concentration's here. To be fair, you know, I haven't played for a long time. I just want to enjoy the next couple of months playing with the boys. You know, the training's been really good fun. The change rooms are good. You know, it's a good mood here at the moment, and enjoy being here.
Great. Thanks, fella. Good to have you back.
Cheers, mate.
Hi, Alex. Just a couple of questions, just because Toby was on before and he was saying, you know, you've had a hard year, and you know, congratulations to you for battling back, because things weren't coming easy. In a way, is that, you know, go back to the beginning of your career? You talk about, you know, a few games at Cardiff, 7s before that. Yeah. You had an actual route into professional rugby. Does that sort of help you try and eke it out as long as you can?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel good mentally. I think I was saying to the boys, I don't think I've been as excited to come back and play a game than I was the other week. You know, I was absolutely buzzing. I was at the wars in the house. I was doing my missus' head in, to be fair. So yeah, you know, I've still got that hunger. I think obviously having that time out has probably given my body a bit of time to recover. And you know, I played a lot of rugby for a long period of time, and but I still enjoy it, mate. And I feel good now. My body feels good, and I still feel like I've got an awful lot to give. I guess, which is, you know, why Toby's put faith in me, and obviously put me in for the weekend.
And you got, obviously, you know, the business of Gareth and stuff, that'll carry on. But it's strange you spent the last year planning for the future while also trying to delay that future as long as you can.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I keep saying to all the youngsters. I think this is, especially rugby nowadays, you definitely do need to plan. And I've been planning for years, you know, in terms of trying to figure out things I like or want to do, and just trying to dip my toe into it as much as possible. And then come to a point where I decide what I want to do after I do finish rugby. But at the moment, I want to play as long as I can. I feel good, and yeah, I'm just enjoying it.